Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto. Hope you're having a great one. So there is so much to unpack even just this morning. I had more articles. I've got like 8 points, 7, 8 points I need to make today, and I had more than that. I had like 17. I had to cut some off. But anyway, CZ, he's the CEO of Binance, says that, hey, look, listen, the current stablecoins can change. And he's thinking that the current makeup of stablecoins could move to algorithmic coins, right? Algorithmically pegged to whatever fiat, and I say whatever fiat for a reason, and backed by alternative assets. The reason why he's saying that is because obviously everything that happened with BUSD is a problem. And he's saying, listen, we don't have to be pegged to the dollar. We can be pegged to something else and have the digital assets to back it up. Well, not just digital assets, but any other assets to back it up. That would mean that the US dollar is going to take a hit from countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, China, just a whole host of countries. Brazil, not Brazil. No, maybe it was Brazil. I have to go check again. It's in my previous videos. But you can see that those countries are moving away from the US dollar. So now he's saying, listen, crypto can move away from the US dollar. They don't have to be pegged to the US dollar. There are already stable coins that are pegged to euro. It can happen. Things can change. No one country controls crypto. That's the message. Period. Sequoia and Paradigm are facing a lawsuit from investors saying that I have to read this because it's a mouthful. They are accused of misrepresentation, false advertising, and civil conspiracy as it pertains to FTX. That's going to be messy. It's going to be messy. And Sequoia Capital and Paradigm are huge venture capital companies. Huge. So, yeah, I think that's going to play out over time. Something that's really cool that I saw was that Germany's third largest bank, which is Siemens, issued a bond, I believe it was yesterday, on Polygon because they're looking to do two things. One is to become more efficient. Two, through less paperwork and timing. That is a very big deal for the bond market. It has a 1 year bond life, and it's about $64 million. That is a huge move, and I'm expecting more adoption to come. Much more adoption, especially there, as more and more companies adopt and realize that crypto and blockchain technology brings more efficiency and brings faster transactions and traceable transactions. That's really smart. Citadel is following BlackRock in its investment in Silvergate, $25 million. That's actually really slick. Silvergate is not as friendly to crypto as it used to be, but it is still very much crypto friendly. BlackRock's involvement, Citadel's involvement give me pause. Not pause for concern, but pause for interest in what do they see coming that we don't. Just saying. They're dropping big money. Who is it? BlackRock increased their holdings in Silvergate to 7.2%. That's a pretty big holding. The U.S. Senate Banking Committee or Banking Committee is convening, and they're looking to increase regulatory, regulations for the crypto industry, and they're looking to become more strict. Here's what I'm hoping. What I'm hoping is that they will sit down, learn about crypto, they will learn about blockchain, they'll learn about all the things that are out there, good and bad, and take a pragmatic approach to regulation. I understand that United States citizens require guidelines be set, but taking a pragmatic approach is going to be more helpful and actually help to protect us against those bad actors that are out there. Senator Tommy Tuberville has introduced a bill that will bring back Bitcoin to 401k programs, because his stance is, and he was just on the CNBC, his stance is, listen, and it's not the first time he's brought this bill forward. He's like, listen, People should be allowed to invest in whatever it is they want to invest in. So I can invest in crypto, or I can invest in an ant farm. The government's not going to step in and tell me I can't invest in an ant farm. So why is the government stepping in to tell me that I can't invest in crypto? My example, but that's basically what he's saying. He gave another example. But I find that to be very interesting as I look forward to how crypto is going to be regulated around the world and how we can make money from the different regulations and working within the guidelines. South Korea is taking a very different stance. They have defined what a security token is. And not only have they defined it as, in terms of what a security token is, but they've told the industry in that country, listen, we've given you clear guidelines on what a security token is, and we expect you to be the first line. The onus is on you to be the first line to actually self-regulate. We're going to check you, but you need to be the first line. You need to take responsibility. Pretty bold. And they're thinking that this actually puts them in alignment with the other countries in that region. That is very interesting. And I'm paying attention to this because we're talking about regulation around the globe as far as crypto is concerned. So we do want to pay attention because crypto is not, country centric. It's global. It doesn't pertain to or doesn't abide by, the markets from, 9:30 to 4:30, whatever it is. It's 24/7, 365 and 366 in leap year. So you've got to pay attention to everything that's out there, everything that's going on. Something else that gives an example to this is, a Japanese crypto lender, FuelHash, has added XRP to its list of BTC, USDT, USDC, ETC, and Ethereum. Those are the coins that it lends, and it's added XRP to that list. So it's hard to get XRP in the United States, but around the world, very much adopted. That's what these moves say. So when I sit back and I look at all of this at a global scale, I'm looking at crypto and saying, what are the coins that actually lend themselves to, further adoption, to broader use cases and things like that? Polygon, I just gave you the example today. Polygon is proving that they have use case beyond what they're doing now with all these dApps. They've been involved in several different projects. So this is just a little bit of news that's coming. Imagine just a whole bunch of bonds being maneuvered over Polygon. Just see how that works. See how that works. I'm looking at, what you could do with, titles for homes, for real estate, just all kinds of things that, would benefit tremendously from the use and implementation of blockchain technologies, of which there are several that would be able to do it. When I look at titles, I'm looking at Chainlink, Polygon, right? Because Chainlink brings the data, Polygon brings the speed of transactions. But there's a lot that can happen. A lot. So I'm hoping that, the United States Congress can get together and actually come to something that's actually going to make sense as far as regulation comes to. I'm hoping that we can bring cases against bad actors. The lawsuit, my opinion on the lawsuit, I don't know what was said or anything else, but I think that once we start getting the details of the lawsuit against Sequoia and Paradigm, it's going to be interesting about how they presented the opportunity to invest in the FTX. That's what it comes all down to. Anyway, it's Eddie J on crypto. Let's get to the numbers. All righty. So I refreshed this, just a couple of minutes ago before I started shooting. And Blur, I had a blurb about Blur. Blur was dropped. It's basically an NFT platform, and this is their token. It came out, and it was ranked 137th, and now it's dropped. It says 149 here, but CoinMarketCap, this is CoinGecko, but CoinMarketCap has them at like 222. But look at this. They dropped like a rock, 84%. Just saying, like a rock. So it was much anticipated, but I don't know what's actually going to wind up happening. Everybody else is at zeros. Now, the big winners that are coming up right now, you want to know why Floki is up 64%? Because Elon Musk said that his dog, Floki, named Floki, who is a Shiba Inu, is going to be the new CEO. A joke. He said a joke that it's going to be the new CEO of Twitter. It was a joke. And Doge and Floki coin jumped on that joke. Some people are saying that Shiba Inu jumped on that joke, and I'm sitting back and I'm going, Shiba Inu jumped because the main developers of Shiba Inu keep talking about Shibarium and how close it is. That's what's making everything jump over there. Real news versus fake news, and if you can be manipulated by some guy like Elon Musk, who don't know if he's actually invented anything. I think he came from money and made money from the money that he already had. So I'm just sitting back and just going, yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, let's look at the rest of the crew that's up here. You have Immutable X, that's up 19%. Who else am I paying attention to over here? A Star is up 16%. Render Network is up 15%. Optimism 15%. Link 14%. Phantom up 13%. Oasis Network, small network, but paying attention to them, they're making noise. They're up 13%. So when you start to look at all these things, you start to realize that there is opportunity for gains that are out there. And you sit there and you kind of go, dang, there's a lot we can do. In terms of investment, so I'm watching for the ups and downs as far as investments come. So am I going to buy into Immutable X right now? No, I'm not going to buy into Immutable X right now. I'm going to wait for that pullback, and then I'd get into Immutable X. Right? I don't buy when it's shooting up unless I know it's going to continue going up. Right now, I think we were oversold, and I think that's what the crypto industry is saying is like, hey, we're oversold all over the place. We're going to have to make that adjustment. Just look who's up. Matic was down to $1.16 yesterday. Now it's back up to $1.27. So that's a big recovery from the $1.31, closer to $1.32 that it was a couple of days ago. So you see how resilient the crypto space is. Let's look at Ethereum. Yes, still deflationary. This is the drop in number of Ethereum because of burning. So that's a big deal. As this continues, it's going to become more and more of a big deal because the value of Ethereum, because it's becoming more scarce, is going to be important. We already got the CPI numbers, so we don't have to talk about that right now. X is up to 53, or I should say down to 53, but it was down to 50 yesterday, or 48, something like that. And we're still in neutral territory, but we're not that far away from some green. All right, DeFi Llama, yeah, back up 64 billion, almost 65 billion in total value loss. If you look at Bitcoin, just look at this right here as it tries to fight to get back to 23,000. Again, I will reiterate, it needs to be above my blue line right here, which was a previous low set a long time ago, earlier this year. That's the number. That is the number that we need to hit and maintain above before I really buy into a bull market. But as far as it goes right now, look at the opportunities that you've had to buy. You could have bought down here, popped up, could have bought down here, trough, popped up, this trough, this trough, this trough, this trough. You're coming back, you came back down over here, it went sideways for a little while. That became a trough as it starts to go up now. Just saying, you have to pay attention as things happen in the market. This goes for stocks, bonds, options, freaking crypto, everything. You have to pay attention so you can start to pick up that rhythm and start to understand what's going on. Looking at the big picture, you can see Matic is up, Cardano is up, Doge up on rumor, and it's not up a lot. And do I expect it to stay there? No, I don't. I don't expect it to stay there. That's the problem. He says one word, and Elon says one word about Doge, and oh my God, where's the use case, bro? Where's the use case? Tell me that you're gonna, you're gonna accept it on Twitter. You're gonna use Doge for Tesla. Just tell me what you're gonna use it for. It would happen like this. Then you'll see Doge skyrocket. Because then as other companies use it, other companies will use it as well. That's how you gain adoption, and that's how you make a coin grow. The number of transactions. Pay attention to that. Looking at the list, you can see, who's doing over the past year, right? I mean, over the past, from year to date, that's where I'm looking, year to date in 90 days. So that's where I start to pay attention to everything that's going on. Cardano, year to date, still up 57%. And they just had a Valentine's Day upgrade yesterday. So I haven't had a chance to dive into what that upgrade brings. That was one of the stories that I had to cut because we had other stories that were a little bit more important, because the events that are happening right now. But that's a big deal. So Blur, just to get back into that, Blur coming out, it's an NFT marketplace, has their coin. They come out, start here, and then take a nosedive 8%. 84% change. These are the things that you start to pay attention to. Like, what's the big deal? It's an NFT marketplace. What are you using the coin for? Did you come out with it? Because I think some companies are coming out with coins the way some companies come out with stocks, except that coins don't really have the value of stocks. So pay attention to how things happen and what people do. All right. This is Eddie J on crypto. I hope you have a good one. If you have, hit me up. I'll try to answer them, and I'll do a Q&A. As soon as I gather enough questions, I'll do a Q&A every time I do a video. All right. Don't watch. Well, almost every day. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.